All right, quick double board bomb pot that I ran into today where I got clobbered and I had to think about it. This is just showing one of the boards. The other board is not shown. The other board was something like 10, 8, 5, 3 with two clubs. So obviously I'm here, player one. I'm not happy at all with pair of eights with the clubs and with the action. The action was basically crazy. It was bet, pot, call, repot all in for 600. I had like another 250 behind. I called, call. So it was a huge pot. And I had 250 behind thinking, okay, well, they're going 3, 4 to 1. I'm getting at least 5 to 1. So I'm thinking here, well, I have the nuts on one board. As long as I can fade a few outs, I'm in good shape. And I've got to call. I have the nuts on one board, right? That's what I'm thinking. But when people flip their hands over, unsurprisingly, someone had two pair with the higher flush draw, and someone else had 7-8, which made me, I had 7-8 as well for the nut straight on this board, but he had 7-8 as well, but he was free rolling me with hearts. When there's that many people going crazy on a double board bomb pot PLO, I've never seen so many people. I mean, sometimes you'll see this, but when you see this many people, you get tempted into thinking, well, I got the right price. I got to call. Obviously, I mean, I got the nuts on one board, right? It's real simple. But the fact of the matter is, when someone else has 7-8, which there's a good possibility of with everyone going crazy here, and I'm only going for half the board, you can see here against these hands where this guy has two pair, this guy has the same straight. If I even give somebody, there's a good chance someone could have a set on this board, right? So let's say instead of two pair, I give him a set. And I go from like 70 some percent down to 58%. He actually did have two pair, so I'll leave it at 72. But 72% of the time I tie with this guy, which means I'm only getting, 36%? So that's 2 to 1. However, I'm only going for half the board, right? This is a double board PLO bomb pot. So this is half. So if I turn around and I'm getting 36%, I'm actually getting half of 36%. So I'm going to win actually half of 36, which is like 15%, which is like 16%, which means I need to get like 6 or 7 to 1 on my price. I mean, I might have been getting 6 or 7 to 1 with all those people in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, but maybe not. So here I am thinking that, woohoo, I got the nuts on half and everyone's shoveling all money in. So I'm thinking, wonderful. But the fact of the matter is, because I'm going to lose 27% of the time with the nuts, I mean, you just have to realize that. And I'm only going for half the board. That's the other problem. I'm only going for half. So even though I have the nuts on one board, I have no chance of getting the other half. So I'm only going for half the money. So you got to take 72 divided by 2 and then divide it by 2 again because you're only going for half the pot. So my odds are like 6, 7 to 1, even though I got the nuts. Because of what everyone else has, even though I got the nuts. Now, if this guy has a set, which is a good possibility, someone could have a set. Now I'm even worse. I'm getting like 25%. Half of 25 is 12%. I'm only 12%. My odds I need to, basically when I say 12%, that means my odds I need to put money in is like 6 to 1. I need to be getting 6 to 1 to make a call with the nuts. Think about that. I need to be getting 6 to 1 to call with the nuts because I'm only winning 58% of the time and I'm only getting half of that. So I need to be getting like 6 to 1 with the nuts on one board because I have to worry about the board pairing, because I have to worry about a heart coming in, because someone else could have the same 7-8 and be free rolling with me. I mean, there's so much that can go wrong. I mean, I can be in just terrible shape. Let's say this guy doesn't have 7-8. Let's say he just has not a whole lot going on. So he's got to have something, right? If this guy has a set of twos. Let's say this guy has Hearts. Oh, we don't want everyone to have hearts. I don't know. Let's say someone has hearts. And so we're not splitting the pot with somebody. If we have 7, 8, this guy has a set, so he could win, and hearts. So half the time we'll win the pot. 55% of the time this time we'll win. So, but we're only going for half the pot again. So we are getting 26%. Now this time, if we're not sharing 7, 8 with someone else, we only need 3 to 1, which is what I was figuring, like 3 or 4 to 1 to make the call, which we were getting for sure. The problem is if someone else has 7, 8, now with the crazy action that was going on, there's a good chance someone else has 7, 8. So I don't know what the odds of both people having 7, 8 are, but with 6 people going all in on the flop, someone's got it was set over set on the other board is actually what happened. And on this board, someone had a set, probably someone had hearts. So even though I have the nuts, I have to fade a lot of cards. If someone else isn't sharing 7, 8 with me, I only win half, 55% of the time, which means my odds I need are half of that because I'm going for only one board, remember. So I cut that in half to 25, so I need 3 to 1. I need to be getting 3 to 1 to call with the nuts. If I'm not getting 3 to 1, I cannot call with the nuts on this half of the board. I should not call because half the time I'm going to lose because any heart comes in, any board pair comes in, I'm done. So just keep that in mind. 3, 4 to 1. I don't know what the odds of somebody having 7, 8 as well are, but who knows with that many people in. Who knows? I was a little scared someone else might have 7, 8 as well, because that's the biggest problem is if someone else has 7, 8 as well, I'm getting quartered and free rolled, and I'm only going for half the pot. So again, this is the one spot I ran into in double board PLO where it's actually questionable for me to even call with the nuts just because of how many people were in there and the fact that someone else could have 7, 8, and like I said, you're only getting half the pot and you're fading any board pair or any heart I'm gonna lose. And that was the case. It actually came out where the board paired and a heart came. So one guy had a higher flush, the other guy had a boat, and the other guy on the other end had he made a terrible call. He had bottom set and low hearts. As it turned out, his hearts, I don't remember if his hearts are good. His hearts might have been good on this board here, but on the top board, I think that's an awful call with bottom set there because someone's got to have a higher set because there was no flush on the board. There was no straight on the board. And for everyone to be going crazy like that, not everyone's going for one board. There's got to be someone with a set on the other board. And as it turned out, the guy had a higher set, the guy that shipped it on the one board. The funny thing is, he probably shouldn't be shipping it either. In fact, he shouldn't be with only one board because he had, again, nothing on the other board. And, what happened is the guy hit quads. He got lucky on the higher set. I thought the guy who called with the low bottom set, that was a bad call because there's too big of a chance that someone could have a higher set. And on this board, there's too many people. Like I said, you can see here sharing cards. And so quads won. And then the other guy won with the full house when the board paired on this board. But just a crazy hand. Just something to keep in mind. Kind of long-winded here, but just something to keep in mind that when you have the nuts on double board PLO and there's crazy action, you're not getting the price you think you are. At best, you're getting 3 to 1, and you could be getting as bad as 6 or 7 to 1, which is what happened to me here on this one.